here.
All right. So how I understand this kit, because I own one myself, you've got two. Is it's a 60-watt light, right?
Yep,
so it's a
effectively.
60-watt light. It's quite compact. As you can see, Aaron's simply holding it. I've seen a lot of videographers take their assistants and have them simply hand hold it rather than having a light stand around a wedding or a commercial shoot that can get kind of clunky and cumbersome. And I just discovered this morning that it has these cool
Yeah.
little stands on
So
the
if you need to drop it just for a quick second,
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about tipping over and just
Yeah.
being down to $200 or $300.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, on this compact guide too, are you finding that this is enough power? I know a lot of people look at this and they're like, it's not quite, but
It's always going to come down to how you use the light.
Sure.
In certain situations, if you're in a small space, anything interior related, you can absolutely, if you have one of these guys and you just need a quick, key light, nice and soft on the face, and then you're just going to have a little bit of negative on the other side. You want to go for that like 2-to-1 ratio. You can absolutely bounce this light, right? Off the ceiling in a corner, and then just boost that all the way up and use it as a key light. Now, obviously, the second you go outside, you have to deal with anything like that.
Sure.
It can get a little tricky.
Yeah.
So you have to understand that it's a 60-watt light, right? It's not going to be anything like a 300-watt or 600-watt or anything like that. But if you know going in what you're going for, what you can do, and more important, the location of the space and like where you can get the lights positioned and filled, you can absolutely use this light in a whole different variety of ways.
Cool. And how I understand it too is that I'm not sure about the bicolor, so inform me on this. I know on the daylight there are effects built in.
Yes, there are.
So much like the Godox M1 that we just touched on, there's broken bulb, TV. The Forza 60 from NanLite also has effects built in. So it's got bad bulb, storm, paparazzi.
Exactly. If you get the bicolor light version of this, you'll get like candle light, I think fireworks even.
Okay, cool.
So just a couple other added effects.
Nice. And then again, this can switch. It comes with the battery plate and the handle. So this will take the Sony MPF batteries.
Yeah, exactly.
But it also comes with an AC adapter. So if you wanted to use it with plug-in AC power, you could do that as well.
NanLite did a good job making this kit as extremely flexible for people who are on the go or who are going to be in a situation where they can just set it up and leave it, right? They give you the option, which is the best thing that you can do.
Yeah. The other cool thing I want to point out here is that the kit actually, so it's going to come with the handle, it'll come with the battery plate, it'll come with the reflector, it comes with a case, which the case is just
so good. It's
so nice, right? Yeah. Like you don't even have to buy a bag for this thing because it comes with a really nice case. But the one thing that I find cool, if you want to grab that little accessory piece over here that's also included in the kit, this guy's really fun that I've discovered. This is the Bowens adapter for the Forza 60. So this is going to mount onto the Forza 60 so that you may use Bowens mount style modifiers. This means that you could pick up a rapid open softbox, a smaller rapid open softbox for something like this.
The parabolic softbox that NanLite makes.
Yeah. So you could do that. The other cool thing is it does have this little, just here on camera too, it'll go here, this little umbrella slot here. So if you did want to use it even with kind of like a soft lighter or an umbrella or a bounce off umbrella or shoot through umbrella, you could do that with this mount as well. And that's not something that is included on the standard mount for this guy. So yeah, this is a great little.
It's a nice light. It's a cob light, just if you wanted to go ahead and just flip
that
around.
So let's go to camera 2 again to show you that cob light that Aaron was talking about here.
You can see here that he's got a tiny little LED panel right here, and what's in there are a series of diodes, and that's the actual one that's plugged in, whether it's battery power or AC. That power is getting sent to there, and then those diodes are essentially emitting a 5600 Kelvin light. And because they're all bunched together, you essentially get a very bright beam going in all directions. And then if you attach the reflector, this reflector has this silver material in here, and that redirects and gives you a little bit of directionality with the light, and it also spreads it even a little bit further, giving you a farther throw, essentially.
Okay. Can I let me quiz you on something here because I've got this, but I haven't used it a whole lot, and I haven't used it with an umbrella yet. But I'm kind of curious if I were to use this with let's say I were to use this with an umbrella with like kind of a diffusion sheet in front of it.
Sure.
Would you recommend using that with or without the reflector?
It's kind of, you can't, so I would tell you this, you can do it. It's not necessarily going to change too much outside. It's just going to add more diffusion.
Okay.
The reflector is going to give you some direction, but your umbrella is already doing that. And then if you throw a diffusion panel, whether it's a silk or a scrim in front of it, that's going to diffuse it further. So you're going to get a soft look, and you're going to get some directionality with the reflector. But you're kind of just adding like extra pieces on top of that. I personally, what I would do is I would go either with the umbrella or I would just go with the reflector and then use the frontal diffusion.
Okay.
And then what I would do is I would move the light around to get the necessary softness that you were going for.
Okay, excellent, cool. All right, so kind of just to give us an idea on if people are watching and thinking about some gifting ideas.
Yeah.
Stocking stuffer, probably the M1, right?
Oh, absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. If you want to give your loved one a chance to kind of play around and like figure lighting out, or at least figure out some very small baby steps that they can take to kind of learn. The M1 would be an awesome light to go ahead and throw their way. It's RGB, so they can really get the full throw of like ideas that can come through their head and stuff like that.
Sure.
That's not something that it was very readily available back in the day. When I was going to school for video production, like we just didn't have RGB; it just wasn't a thing, right?
Now or if it was incredibly expensive.
Yeah. Or you got gels, and you had to worry about melting gels. You only had tungsten lights. So that's an awesome item to go ahead and throw in people's stocking.
Cool. And then in terms of maybe if you're trying to something special for someone special, maybe the LumaPad 25, and then if you're looking to be the gift giver of the year, you can go all out on a Forza 60 or a Forza 60 bicolor, right?
Absolutely, yeah. The LumaPad or the Forza 60, whether it's a bicolor or whether it's the daylight, they're both great options for starter lights. Whether they're doing vlogging, anything streaming related, or they're getting into like narrative production, or if they're going full on into like video production and trying to do it professionally. They're both awesome lights, both awesome brands from NanLite. They give you the ability to actually really up your video production.
Cool. And since I talked to Zach about this a little bit, and I'll talk to you about this as well. You're in rentals.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is Forza 60 something that people can rent?
We have options. They're not directly in rentals right currently.
Okay.
We're in the process of looking into acquiring more LED lights by NanLite. The Forza 60 is one of them.
Okay. But there are LEDs available.
Exactly.
Got it.
We have a whole variety of brands, whether it's ICANN, Aperture, trying to think what else, RE lights, if you're trying to go for that look.
Yep.
We have a whole series, so we could always find the best light for you. In fact, actually, we have the Godox version of this, the SL 60 watt. Works the exact same. Would be an awesome light to be used.
Okay, cool. And something I didn't touch on with Zach, but I will touch on with you is if you are local and you are renting the Try Before You Buy program.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about Try Before You Buy.
Pretty straightforward, right? If you see an item that you're interested in purchasing, you really like what you think it can do for you, but you're not totally dead set on just purchasing first, we can always set up a rental that allows you to utilize the gear for a set amount of time. We usually recommend for people to try the weekend rental because it's Friday through Monday for the day rate cost on an item. So you're not spending a whole arm and a leg to get this gear. You can try it out, and if you really, really like it, and okay, this is what I need, you then have that assurance that, all right, this is the product I want, and most importantly, the amount that you rented that gear for can get applied towards the purchase. So we throw a little bit back to you because you were shopping with Midwest Photo.
Cool. Well, that's an awesome program. I know a lot of customers have utilized it to try something out, kind of give it a test drive, and then apply that payment towards the purchase of that item. So, Aaron, I really appreciate your time.
Yeah,
I always appreciate your advice and input whenever I need some help
absolutely.
with video. So thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. I'll let you get back to the rest of your day, and we'll get started talking on microphones. So, Aaron, thank you so much.
Hey, guys.